What's going on, guys? Ryan O'Toole back here again.
Hey, move over.
Cody, what are you doing here? We only live stream together.
That's right, I'm joining you for this one.
Alright, fine. Here we go. What's going on, guys? Ryan O'Toole back here again, giving you a first face-to-face collab review with my brother, Cody O'Toole. You may know him from our live streams, and also my co-host for Rotten or Fresh. Cody, say hi.
What's going on, everybody? It's weird being on this side of the camera rather than being on the other side of the camera. But Ryan, thanks for having me on. Happy to review this movie with you. We literally just watched it, and I'm ready to talk about it.
Yeah, I'm ready to talk about it too. And if you don't know what we're reviewing, just look at the title. We're reviewing The Big Sick, movie that came out earlier this year. It's a romantic comedy, and it's directed by Michael Showalter. I believe that's the man's name. And it does have some great comedians in this cast, like Kumail Nanjiani, and it also stars Zoe Kazan, Holly Hunter, and Ray Romano. Yes, I know I'm late with this review. I did not see this movie in theaters. What the hell is wrong with me? And I bought it on Blu-ray. It's right there, and I just watched it. Plot to this movie, if you didn't know, this is based on a true story of Kumail Nanjiani and his life. And this guy, he's a stand-up comedian living in Chicago. He's Pakistani, and his family has a belief system. You have to pray every night, and they have a marriage order. Like, you have to marry whoever they want you to marry. But he meets this girl named Emily, played by Zoe Kazan, and they start to have feelings for each other. And then they have some rocky relationships going on, and something big happens. I'm not saying it because it's a spoiler. And this is a huge romantic comedy that really surprised me.
And the thing to point out, she's not Pakistani.
She is not Pakistani. She is white. Now, Cody, I'll be completely honest with you. I didn't know what The Big Sick was at all until everybody was talking about this movie. So many critics and movie reviewers that I know personally were praising this movie beyond belief, saying it's one of the best movies of this year, one of the greatest romantic comedies ever. And after watching The Big Sick, I can highly understand why people are praising this movie, because I really liked it.
I would definitely have to agree with you, Ryan. This movie was really, really good. The hype was real. You know, everyone was saying great things about it. We had to see it for ourselves, and I have to tell you, Ryan, I definitely really enjoyed this movie. For me, not seeing too many movies, definitely one of my favorites so far this year.
Yes, I 100% agree. Michael Showalter did a fantastic job directing this movie. The cast that he had assembled, telling the true story of Kumail Nanjiani, really did surprise me. So without further ado, let's talk about the positives. We gotta start with the performances. Kumail Nanjiani, this guy's amazing.
Yes.
He's a fantastic actor. Man, he did such a great job in this movie. You understand where he's coming from. You feel so bad for him at times and what he goes through with his relationship and also his really bad family. His family's awful to him at times in this movie. But you see where he's coming from. He's not a perfect person at times.
I think the one thing I want to point out with the main character is that, like, I didn't feel like he was playing a character. He was playing himself.
He's playing himself. It's his story.
And I bought into that. You know, he did such a fantastic job. You could tell that he really wanted to have this movie made about his life.
Yeah.
And, like, he wanted this story to be told. And I think he did a fantastic job. The performances overall were really, really fantastic. And what makes this movie really stand out for sure.
The thing I like the most is his love interest, Zoe Kazan. She was fantastic.
Yep.
Also, but Cody, I would say the two biggest surprises were Holly Hunter and Ray Romano as Emily's parents. Ray Romano, he hasn't been in a movie in like forever.
He's such a likable dude.
He's so likable. He just plays Ray Romano. He's so funny in this movie. But Holly Hunter, she's fantastic also.
Yeah.
She has one amazing scene. I'm not spoiling it. She's awesome. Watching every scene in this movie about Kumail Nanjiani as what he went through with his family and the love of his life. Something huge happens in this movie that if I reveal it here, it's a spoiler.
Yes.
If you guys haven't seen this movie, It's just really well told, and the story's absolutely fantastic.
Yes.
Well told. The humor in this movie is what really makes it shine.
Yes.
It's a romantic comedy, and there's a good balance of humor and seriousness, and I laugh just about at every scene in this film.
As you mentioned before, he plays a stand-up comedian, and you would think that most of the humor comes from those scenes. And sure, it does. You know, there's a lot of scenes where the humor does come from those scenes where he's doing his stand-up comedy. But there's a lot of points where the director, you know, splurts the comedy in between throughout the movie, and it works really well, for the most part.
Really great pop culture references in this movie. They mention a lot about movies, and me as a movie fanatic, I can appreciate all those jokes. Plus, I like seeing a Shaun of the Dead poster.
Yeah.
Kamal having that is just really good little pieces in there that I appreciate as a film fan. Well, there's a lot of great positives about The Big Sick, and we do have a little bit of negatives, so let's just go quickly to the negatives.
I think the one thing I had sort of like question marks throughout it, and you know, after rewatching it and now the thoughts are going through my head, it's sort of sticking with me. This movie's a romantic comedy, so you definitely have those romantic aspects, the deep, serious romantic aspects, and then you have the comedic aspects.
Yep.
Sometimes for me personally, and I think we talked about it, I think you agree that I think the director had a hard time balancing when to put in comedic moments and when to put in serious moments.
Yeah, I totally agree. There's a lot of scenes in the second act, especially, like one scene we have a funny comedic scene, and then the next scene it goes to really serious.
It was like too soon.
Yeah, it's like too soon.
And then they had this one unnecessary scene thrown in there that kind of made me question why it was in there. Like, it had nothing to do with the story. It felt like one of those, like, deleted scenes you would see in a movie in, like, a special features.
Yeah, and just those little small things I think the director could have done a better job with. Also, this is a little bit of a nitpick. This movie's 2 hours long. I feel it was a little too long. Maybe make it an hour and 40 minutes exact. Maybe cut out 20 minutes of some slow scenes.
And I disagree with that, actually. I felt like the movie was very well paced. And, you know, the scenes were just a perfect amount of time. I felt like for what this story had to be told and every detail that they went through, it worked for me.
In the end, guys, The Big Sick totally surprised us. It definitely lived up to the hype. This is one of the best movies of the year. This is one of the best romantic comedies I've ever seen. Even though I'm not a romantic comedy person, I can easily say that for me. This movie, fantastic performances, really funny, really good dramatic story of crazy twists and turns.
I would recommend buying it on Blu-ray too. I think it's definitely worth the purchase. And I'm sure Ryan and I will be watching this one again at some point really soon. It's definitely a rewatchable film.
On my rating scale, I'm going to give The Big Sick a 5 out of 5 stars. What are you going to give it, Cody?
I think I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I would give it that perfect score. I thought that just sometimes it was a hard balance between comedy and seriousness, but still, 4.5 is really, really good.
And there you have it, guys. That was our quick review for The Big Sick. Have you guys seen it yet? Give us your thoughts on it. Do you love it? Did you think it was okay, or did you absolutely hate it? Let us know down below in the comments. Thank you, Cody, for joining me for my first collab movie review. You do live streams with me all the time, and definitely do more in the future, that's for sure.
It was a pleasure sharing this couch with you.
Yes, for the many time we've done live. Thank you guys, as always, for watching this review, and if you guys liked it, give it a thumbs up, and be sure to subscribe today for more content. All my social media links are in the description down below, as well as a link to my Patreon page. Click that notification bell on your way out, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!